When it comes to tomato seeds, a lot of people make the mistake of starting them too early, or maybe not giving them enough light as they're coming along. And I am so guilty of starting them early. But people will start their seeds and a couple weeks later think, why do these look so weak? Why don't these look strong? But if you do it the right way, you're gonna have strong seedlings, and in the summer, you are gonna be producing tons of fruit. And by the end of this video, we'll have gone through every step to ensure that you have strong tomato seedlings. You'll know when to start them, how much water to give them, and the best soil to put them in as well, which will set you up for an amazing growing season. So let's get going with it. Not all tomatoes are created equally. If you want a successful garden, you need to pick the tomato that's perfect for your growing space. Cherry tomatoes are fast growing and perfect for beginners and taste amazing, so grow them. Those beefsteak tomatoes are amazing. They're huge, aren't they? Great in sandwiches, makes a perfect burger, but they take a bit more time to grow. And my personal favorite, Roma or paste tomatoes. These tomatoes are the best for making tomato sauce. But here's the key, especially if, like me, you have a short growing season. Check the days to maturity. This is usually found on the seed packet, pretty easy to find. If, like me, you live somewhere that has a shorter growing season, you're gonna be looking for the ones that are under 80 days. Avoid the ones that are over. Still, if you wanna try them, go for it. You'll probably still get some decent crop from them. Look for early or short season tomatoes if you're facing the same problems as I am. Another big decision is determinate versus indeterminate. And what does that even mean? Your determinate tomatoes are the bushy plants. They grow to a set size and produce all their fruit at once. And this is great for small spaces. Indeterminate, these are the vining tomato plants. These keep growing and producing all season long, so they will need staking or a cage. Now this is the part where most people in their first season will mess up. They get excited and plant all their seeds in January. And I have made this mistake. By April, you have a tomato jungle taking over your house, like that scene in Jumanji. The right time is, as it says on the packet, 6 to 8 weeks before your last frost date. If you don't know when your last frost date is, just Google it. For example, let's say your last frost date is May 15th. You'd start your seeds indoors mid to late March, which is what I'm doing this year. If you start them too early, they get big. You run out of space and you won't have enough light. And if you start them too late, honestly, it's probably not a big problem, but they'll just be a bit small when they go out. They usually catch up anyway. Soil matters. I go into this in a lot of detail in my seed starting video, but basically you can't go outside and just dig up the soil that's in your garden. Your seeds will struggle. It's too heavy. The perfect mix for tomato seedlings is light and fluffy, so that roots can spread. It also needs to hold moisture, but also drain well. Tomato roots will do best in fine soil without all those big bits of wood that are gonna block the roots. Avoid using bagged garden soil or potting mix. It's just not fine enough. Although you could sieve it or sift through it and make it a bit finer, or if you're lazy like me, just buy a bag of seed starting mix. And here is the exact step-by-step process that I use to plant my seedlings. I'll fill seed trays or containers with moist soil. Then I'll drop 1 to 2 seeds per cell, about a 1/4 inch deep. I then cover it lightly with soil and press them in gently. I'll water them in lightly as well, not flooding them, but just to keep the soil moist. Tomato seeds need warmth to germinate. The ideal temperature is between 21 and 27 degrees C or 70 to 80 Fahrenheit. A heat mat will speed up your germination, and these things can be real cheap. If you don't have a heat mat, you can use a window or maybe even the top of your fridge. I only started using heat mats last year, and I got by all right without them before. But they are a bit of a game changer. Once your seedlings have sprouted, they're gonna need 3 things. Light, 14 to 16 hours a day under grow lights. If they don't get enough light, they're gonna get leggy and weak. Of course, they're gonna need water. Keep the soil moist, not soggy, and bottom watering is your friend here. And airflow. A small fan will help prevent mold and also strengthens the stems. And with your grow lights, get them real close. They should just be a couple inches away from the light. This will prevent them getting leggy, and they'll be sure to get enough light that way. Once your seedlings have grown a little bit and have 2 sets of true leaves, you're gonna wanna change the space they're in. They're gonna need a bigger place. If they're in seed trays, transplant them to bigger pots. If they are leggy, just bury the stem deeper, and that stem will then push out more roots. If you take indoor grown seedlings right out here and put them in the ground, they're not gonna do well. they'll get stunted, they might get sunburnt. So you need to do this process called hardening off. Only takes about a week of bringing them outside and then taking them inside. A lot of work if you've got a lot of seedlings, but it is worth it. And here's how you do it. At first, put them outside for 1 hour in the shade. And each day, increase their outdoor time by about an hour. And after a week, let them stay outside all day. And by day 10, they'll be ready to be planted in the garden. Now that your seedlings are strong, it's time to get them in the ground. Just imagine this is all green and not icy and snowy behind me. That's when it's a good time to do it. Not now, but just imagine that it's like I am. Imagine it's nice out here. You're going to want to pick a sunny spot because tomatoes need about 6 to 8 hours of direct sun a day. Space them a decent amount apart because they're going to need room to grow. And bury that stem deep because new roots will grow from the buried part, making a stronger plant. Water deeply and mulch. This keeps the soil moist and will prevent weeds as well. And that's all you got to do if you want strong, healthy tomato plants. Just avoid the main mistakes that people make. Planting too early, that leads to leggy, weak plants. Not giving them enough light because they'll stretch out and flop over. And overwatering causes mold and damping off. And if you skip hardening off, you're going to have sunburnt plants that may struggle throughout the season. If you follow these steps, you're going to have strong tomato plants and you're going to have so many tomatoes, you're not going to know what to do with them. You're going to be drowning in sauce. Thank you for checking out this video. Remember, like, subscribe, and comment. Tell me what variety of tomato you are excited to be growing this year. For me, as always, Sun Gold, the perfect cherry tomato. And this video on your screen right now, that is the one that YouTube is suggesting. So if you want to learn more, check it out.